bring, why are we here? Alright, whatever. Since we're here, I'll just leave it here. Usually we go to the full screen or full cam before we go to the full screen, but here, let me bring the music down. Perplexity Radio. Shout out to the Perplexity team for bringing the radio back, because I was very lonely without it, man. I use it when I'm trading. I use it when I'm doing research. But most importantly, I use it when I'm streaming. So I couldn't do that for a little while because they had the stream offline, but they brought it back. And we're so happy for that. But how are you guys doing? You're gonna hear me do that a lot through the stream. My voice, actually right now, it feels pretty good right now. I don't know, I feel like it sounds normal right now, but throughout the day, it was very not normal. It was very nasally. It was like this. I was talking like this because I was sick. I'm still sick. I'm still getting over it, but it's just a lot of mucus still that's stuck in the body, you know, just headaches here and there. But it's the temperature's gone. We're not feeling extremely warm throughout the days and extremely cold randomly. So temperatures swings are gone. I'm not sure what the hell happened. Something crazy happened in Canada, like probably a COVID 2.0 or something, because everyone got sick. All my friends, my parents, me, except for my dog, basically everyone got sick. So it was just a wild case of events that's happening at the moment. Hopefully not something too serious. For me, it did look a little serious, I'll be honest. I was having breathing issues at night. I couldn't breathe at night properly. My nose was getting extremely plugged up. I was having to breathe through my mouth breather. Mouth breather. Yeah, so I had to breathe through my mouth a little bit over there. And you know, and then I was like choking on my own saliva. It was all kinds of pain trying to go to bed the last few days. But yesterday night I had, you know, probably my best sleep in the last few days. So that was great. Feel a lot more relaxed. Yesterday was also Diwali, so happy Diwali to any of you who celebrate out there. I know Angry Buddha is Indian, Buddhist, somewhere in the middle over there. Anyone who celebrates happy Diwali to you at the end of the day, right? So you don't have to be Indian to celebrate it. You can be Christian, you can be I don't know if Muslims celebrate Diwali, but they have a different kind of Diwali. Anyways, let's talk about the market, ladies and gentlemen, because that's what we're here for. We're here to talk about the stonks and what's moving out there in the world. Seems like a nice little slow day on the market today overall, just hanging out by the all-time high, waiting for what is the current season, right? The current season is the earnings season. Earnings season coming out today with Netflix. We have more down the line. Google, Tesla, big banks just finished. So earnings season, one of the hottest seasons and one of the best opportunities to make money as a day trader, and as a swing trader, because if you're holding positions in your favor that fly up to the north side, you love it, right? These gap ups is where you make money. But for a day trader, you get a new bag of catalyst every single day. You need a catalyst. You need a stock doing extra relative volume, and you need a stock doing something with the new fresh catalyst, and that's where earnings comes into play for us to take advantage off of. So market just basically standing off, doing nothing. We just broke back up to the all-time high, and if positive earnings come out from Tesla, from Apple, from Google, what is stopping the market from breaking the all-time high and continuing its trajectory that it was just on? We remember how we were, I can actually go to the other charts over here. Remember how we saw the markets exactly at the 50-day moving average? Look at that, bouncing right off the 50-day moving average area, pushing right back into the all-time high. So very bullish at the moment. However, sadly, our friends over at Netflix trying to shake things up a little bit. They are now trading to the downside. How much lower are they in the after hours? Almost 5 to 6%. Before we actually dive into Netflix earnings report, I want to show you guys something very interesting, and that's right, we're gonna talk about Polymarket right now. I want to talk about Polymarket in relation to the stock market, because just minutes before, we don't want to open that one. Where is it? I don't have one open. All right, we're gonna have to open a new one. Just minutes before the Netflix earnings came out. Just minutes before Netflix earnings came out, Netflix's what do you call it? Netflix polymarket bet. I'm trying to open the link over here. Where is it? There it is. Netflix polymarket bet. Will Netflix beat its quarterly earnings? They were expected to come out with 6.95. Will they beat 6.95? That probability was trading at like 80-90%. A ridiculous probability, 80%, 90% probability that yes, they're going to beat their earnings report. Now, the weird part is, honestly, for some reason, maybe because there just aren't as many stock market participants out there in these markets yet. So, most of these guys are just bullish. Everyone thinks that all these stocks are going to beat. And that's how it's been playing out. Every time you pull up to these calendars, you look at the calendar and people just think that they're all going to be 98%. Well, these are just now. Look for tomorrow. It's very rare that you see people are expecting a company to miss out on their earnings report. So with this type of bullish probability in poly market, I think it's very a very good trading opportunity because people are mispricing earnings over here. If you just go back to past earnings report, you will see how some of these have played out. Example, SFBS yesterday was at 80 and it dropped down to a 0, right? Let's pull up that one. Was trading at 80, 90, dropped down to a 0. And then today in the pre-market, you have PMH. That was probably trading at an 80, 90. And then look at that, pre-market earnings comes out, drops down to a 0 because they missed their earnings report. So a lot of people just coming out over here, throwing their money, thinking that, all these companies are going to beat their earnings report. That's where the profits can be. You can see how, even in the comments, they will explode EPS. Subscriber counts on Netflix is going up based on Google Trends. Sir, that's actually might be a good way to look at it. But I'm almost guaranteeing you for a fact that I remember, maybe I shouldn't guarantee you, but I remember very clearly Netflix themselves saying the last earnings report might be the top. They were saying it's going to be hard to beat this earnings report. So when Netflix comes out and says things like that, why would I think Netflix is going to go ahead and beat a $6.95 earnings report? No, I just don't think that's going to happen. So I was ready with the market order. Sadly, I didn't put up enough size. You can see I have 60 bucks cash over here. I didn't put up enough cash to play with. Had I did, I would have had a banger day today. I was scared because I was like, maybe I'm not getting the information right. How did they miss that badly? They reported $5 something. They were expected to come out with $7. I was scared, so I did not deploy all of my cash. And in that moment, I'm watching Netflix. Sellers get wiped out and buyers coming in and buying all the no's. Thankfully, since I had a market order ready for 10 shares, I bought in 10 shares and I got filled at 26 cents. With how much money I had and how much liquidity there was, I could have easily put all of my 50 bucks around 30-50 cents, and I could have basically made 100% on my cash today. Forget the portfolio, I could have 100% my cash today. So very horrible trading by TraderPrad. What else is new, right? Not the best trader out there, but I'm your boy when it comes to finding setups, finding ideas, putting curating ideas. Just look at the earnings moves over here. At the same time, you could have also used this as a prediction ability to maybe cut your position Netflix long, or at least de-risk. You're like, people on here are actually predicting it pretty high, but then right before going into the close, look at this, 350, 345. I'm watching this market, and I'm seeing sellers come in just before the earnings report. Okay, it drops a little bit sharply, has a little bit of a bounce, but then the report comes out and the report is just purely bearish, so straight to the downside. And I'm just sitting there like, what's going on? Why am I doing something wrong here? Am I doing something wrong here? Because I can push more size, but no, only 100% over here. We could have killed it. We could have probably made 200% if we were getting it at the 90%, 90 cent or 10 cents or whatever. Oh man, 1 cent, 5 cent, like that would have been an awesome opportunity to take TXN, another one, for example. Here's TXN. They were expected to come out with a report of 1.49. We can actually go over here and pull up TXN and see what did it report. 1.49. They reported 1.48, chat, by 1 cent. They missed by 1 cent. And look at this. This one actually moved exactly at 4 o'clock. And it got popped back up because some people probably got confused between the non-GAAP and the GAAP. So you got to read the rules too. For Netflix, for example, it says non-GAAP, and for this one it says GAAP. So you could get confused very easily, and you got to be careful as to what report numbers they're looking for. But here you go, EPS 1.48 compared to 1.49. People actually thought that, hey, they actually might have beaten it, so they ran it back up to 88%. So you didn't have one, you had two opportunities to get short on this and ride this to the downside. Well, it's honestly probably not a good thing for me to even talk about this with such enthusiasm, because I'm just inviting you people to come ruin my edge, take my liquidity, take money from my pocket, basically. And maybe not from my pocket because I'm not the one losing. I hope, knock on wood. But taking money that I could be making away from me. But I'm just I love sharing things when I find something awesome like this. Not only are you able to bleed this back into the stock market, but you're able to bleed the stock market back into this. It's just an awesome constant loop. Now let me give you another great example in the same concept. I recently made a bet that the OpenAI browser, where is it? There you go. I lost on it. Let's close that bet. I lost 20 bucks. My biggest bet so far, chat. My biggest bet so far, 20 bucks. Took a big hit on that today. I honestly took a pretty big hit on that today. And I was very, very stuck to my ways. My number one rule is never trade against the insiders, right? However, I threw that rule book out. And I stuck to my ways, and I was like, Prad knows everything. Prad's a genius. Prad's an absolute god at what he does. So I stuck to my ways, and I said, no, I'm not closing my position. I don't care if these guys are insiders. I want to see actual news come out. And sadly, the insiders were right. They bought up the position last night, and the news comes out today morning that Sam Altman is gonna host an event. They're gonna release a browser. This was a loss, fine, whatever, I'm okay with it. And this is also not natural time decay. Natural time decay would just go down and then flatten out to the side, to the bottom, and just keep trading to the bottom. This is not a normal time decay, right? Normal time decay, this is just showing you that there's buyer, and that buyer loves to buy anytime it goes down to 20 or 30 cents on the yes side, and then just hours before today, or 24 hours before today, they were buying up like crazy. Even at 2 a.m. last night, they were buying it up like crazy. This is actually not the, wait, what? Oh yeah, this is the market. They were buying up this market like crazy at 2 a.m. last night. So when you see these insiders, thankfully, when it comes to an awesome decentral platform like Polymarket, where everything is just free on the internet, you can go search exactly who holds how much position, how many shares of what position, and have they traded before. For example, this guy is a suspected OpenAI insider. He might be an actually employee of OpenAI, has traded nothing but OpenAI markets before, and has made nothing but pure profits before. So probably an OpenAI insider who's taking their salary and basically 100xing his salary over here, 100% gain on his on his 1 month salary, on his 2 month salary, which he can just keep on the side. So it's just a awesome opportunity for insiders to make money, but it's an awesome way for also people like me to lose when you're hard-headed. But if you're not hard-headed, you just follow accounts like this. When you find out something like this and you see that, hey, this person just constantly trades OpenAI and they makes money, they clearly know something we don't. Next time I'm betting against OpenAI and this person against me, maybe you take a loss and you move on quickly and you walk away from it. You're not a boss if you don't take a loss. I like it, Damien. I'm gonna stick to that one. I like it. Yeah, the portfolio took a little bit of a bend back today. We were doing hot, guys. We were doing so hot on the portfolio here, but then one mistake took me real to the downside, and then my hard-headedness took me down a little bit more today. But look, still in the green. We're still in the profit in all time, and we're about like 1 month into Polymarket now, almost about to be 1 month into Polymarket. Or 3 weeks into Polymarket actually. So pretty good journey so far. I think I've had a lot of fun. Angry Buddha wants me to take Zoran to win, but I got Como and I got no for Zoran. We'll see how that one plays out. I'm probably losing that one too. Israel Gaza, that one's not playing out at the moment. Anyways, we don't gotta keep talking about these. We'll circle back to the stock market now. So that was how I took advantage of the stock market today on Polymarket, and then you could have actually pulled the trade off directly in the stock market too. If you are interested in more tips and awesome information like this, ooh, what the hell's going on over here? Diwali celebration? Chat, I'm sorry, we gotta hold off. Yesterday was Diwali. What's Trump Daddy saying here?
Like 10 years ago, to being one of the hottest companies anywhere in the world. Arvind, can you say a few words?
Thank you, Mr. President. In the spirit of Diwali, we should also acknowledge all that the President and the administration is doing to really boost technology, innovation, and that leading to economic growth.
Is that the
people forget often
Microsoft CEO, Satya? Am I tripping?
You look at semiconductors, you look at space, you look at the internet, mobile, and hopefully quantum down the road. So, Mr. President, I'd like to thank you for all that you're doing to boost our technology leadership.
Well, you have done amazingly, and I just think it's incredible. I know exactly what
TraderPrad likes to show up and break shit. I think this is the first time he has it. Oh, trust me, I was ready to break something, but I'm a lot more happier now because I basically made back half my loss over here on my Netflix position. So you win some, you lose some, and that's why, guys. Look, that's why risk management is so important. People on the market, on the OpenAI market where I took a loss, right? People on that market were trolling me. They were like, "Oh, peanut size. You're betting peanuts. You're betting a Subway sandwich." You know what? Sadly, according to the portfolio, that's all I can do. I'm sizing accordingly to Kelly criterions and according to fair value and the current value and so on, and according to that, you know, honestly, I oversized in that bet too, because I was like, no, genius Pratt, he's never wrong, and I took a beating on that. Even if I didn't oversize on it, that would not have been a big deal. But over here, I undersized hard. I super undersized. I basically took I should have just went full max size as soon as I heard that report, because that would have been 150% gain on that position today, chat. That would have been lovely. Oh wow, Trump meeting is actually, what the hell? It's going on right now. So we could probably trade this if you guys are interested. We could probably trade this live.
Excellent years of ours for light, hope, renewal, and the United States is light to the rest of the world. And
where's that button?
Piece, I just want to really applaud you and your team in terms of bringing Renaissance's semiconductor manufacturing here to the U.S. So Micron is investing $200 billion.
Is that the Micron CEO?
$200 billion in leading edge memory manufacturing, and in the course of next few years, we'll have 40% of our manufacturing here in the U.S. And this will add, over the course of years, 90,000 jobs and $1.5 trillion impact to the economy.
Let's see if there's anything to trade here real quick, and then we can go to the stock market because I know there's a lot of earnings and stuff going on.
In terms of bringing,
Will he say Putin? Most likely
and
not.
is key with AI
Will he say Russia?
You always talk about memory. I have a good memory.
Will he say oil?
Those
Ooh, he
machines have
might.
better memory, right? No matter what you do.
Oh, he might not though.
Fantastic.
Because why would you want to upset them about the
Yes,
oil right now?
Alto is a hot one. And tell me about that. Go ahead, please.
Mr. President, thank you.
Ooh, I don't think I want to trade this live chat. I think I missed it. I think I just take the L
As my colleagues have said,
and I move on.
good over evil and prosperity and what you've done the last 9 months.
But let me link my friend here,
States one of the most business-friendly
because he would like to trade this live.
and allowing us all an opportunity to invest, not just in technology but in our people. It's just amazing. We are now the largest cybersecurity company in the world, and we just recently,
Wow, that's good.
recently spent.
I don't think he would say Russia. India 3 or more times. Obviously has said India 3 or more times, right? There's no way he hasn't said that already. Apparently he said tariffs already. He said Hindu or Hinduism already. He said trillion, million, billion 3 times. He said Kash Patel already.
It's amazing what you've done. And all of these people,
He hasn't said India?
to me, they mean two things. Big investment.
3 times?
The big investment I like because of jobs. It's tremendous number of jobs that they've.
Ukraine, Russia, God. I don't think. Why would he say that when he's talking about Diwali?
Thank you, Mr. President. I'm with Stone Point Capital, private equity, which I'm sure you know, and
Yep.
we
I gotta sniff some Vicks here, chat, because my nose is getting blocked now.
very heavily in financial services.
Oh God.
It's actually an honor to be here in the Oval Office with you. And
Can you guys hear the chat? They're talking.
It's always a pleasure to be with you, and I got to tell you, you're the best president that I've ever seen, and we're so proud of you.
Thank you very much. I'm glad I asked him to say that. Would you like to say something about the great job you're doing? Right here. Anybody back here? These are all incredible people that everybody looks in the business world. Everybody looks up to them. Please go ahead. Would you like to say something?
Thank you for your
Go ahead,
leadership.
please.
Thank you for your leadership.
I love that.
Who the hell is that guy?
I didn't ask him.
I'm running a tech business
Thank
for
you,
21
sir.
years. We build products on AI and machine learning. Thank you, Mr. President.
Who the hell is that guy? I've never seen that guy
How
before
about
in my
over here?
life.
We have some very unshy people. Harmeet, how about saying a few words?
Well, thank you, Mr. President. It's a tremendous honor to have supported you 3 times and been part of your administration. And on this day of Diwali, I say on behalf of the United States Department of Justice that the message of the triumph of good over evil and knowledge over ignorance and justice over injustice is something that your administration is personifying, and it's a tremendous honor to be part of it. And
That
thank you
guy's
very much for
huge.
being us here today.
But then
That
you
guy's
have
7
to do
feet
a
tall.
Fantastic job. I
Thank you,
hear
sir.
her.
Look at that guy.
She's doing a good job.
That guy's the Indian Frankenstein.
Tulsi, we know, is doing a good job. What do you think, Tulsi?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. You are doing today what you have done throughout your time in service is bringing people together from all across the country and all different backgrounds. And this day is, of course, very special to so many of us because while it
Diwali's
is
not even
the
today, bro.
celebration
Diwali's
of
yesterday.
hope and light and renewal.
Like,
we
is
can
this
never
guy
forget
celebrating
that the
Diwali a
source of
whole
that
day
hope, light,
after?
and renewal comes from God's love for every single one of us. And so today we celebrate God, His love, and the
It's not
blessings
today,
that He
bro.
has shared with all of us.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you all very much. Anybody like to say anything? Would you like to say something, please?
I really don't think he's gonna say, but I don't want to buy it at 92 when he's still talking, and that's the problem. So I don't want to buy anything when he's still talking. You want to make sure he's done talking and then you buy.
Oval Office, your home, to mark Diwali's Festival of Lights, which is celebrated by over 1/5 of humanity. And as Cash said, you are showcasing the strength of diversity through this celebration. So it's
Not enough
truly a
liquidity to even
great
care.
honor. Thank you very much for that. May I also,
Yeah,
on
there's
behalf
not
of
enough
my
liquidity to
Prime
even
Minister
care
and
about
on
this
behalf
market right now.
wish you and your loved one very, very happy
All right.
Diwali greetings.
Thank you for the happy Diwali, Mr.
President.
President. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You're the best. Woo! Best president ever. Woo! All right, we're done, guys. We're done. Let's get back to the market here and talk about stocks, okay? So hot movers on the day. I heard RR was moving a little bit today. Let's talk about, actually, let's just start with the earnings calendar, okay? Let's start with the earnings calendar. I don't have a tab open, so we're gonna go back over here, type in, actually, yes, we're gonna do this. Where is it? Trading. That's the previous earnings calendar. Let's open up the current earnings calendar. Okay. Today, Netflix, TXN, Capital One, Mattel, who else? Who else do we have? Omnicom Group, that's okay. GE Veranova tomorrow, Hilton, AT&T, Tesla this Wednesday, so that's tomorrow after hours, IBM, QuantumScape, that stock has been on a little bit of a run recently, Alcoa, Lam Research, American Airlines, we love that one, Hasbro, Mattel, Hasbro, Southwest Airlines, T-Mobile, Ford, shout out to Randy, Ford, Intel's a good one to keep an eye on. Intel's been making a little bit of run up since Trump announced a partnership or investment stake in Intel, so probably want to check out where Intel's going into. And then a couple more names on Friday. Friday names are always usually boring. It's the middle of the week that we care about, so some good names over here. Let's start with the hottest name, obviously Netflix. Netflix dropping to the downside pretty hard and bouncing fairly well from the most recent lows, so I guess that's a good thing. However, I do think it could easily break this little bottom and push right back into the 1,000 to 1,100 area. We're already kind of in there, yeah. Are we back into 1,200s? Just shy below that. So yeah, I think that would be your marker. Like if the stock reclaims 1,200 tomorrow, there might not be really as clean of a short. You want to see sellers coming in around this area. So anywhere around where we're trading currently, around here, would be an opportunity to look for selling, and then you're looking for a bigger move down, because that's a pretty big miss on the EPS side on NFLX. Let's continue to see how else did they report everywhere else to see if the thing makes sense, the idea makes sense to be that bearish. They also missed on the revenue, but very barely. Are they growing year over year? Let's take a look at that. EPS only growing by 8.7% only. They're growing by 8.7% from same period last year of $5.40. Company reported quarterly sales of 11.5. This is a 17.15% increase from same period last year. Not bad. So they are growing year to year. However, they did miss the estimates. Full year guidance coming in at 44.8 to 45.2 versus estimates of 44. Okay, pretty much in line. Nothing too big of a difference over there. Where does the most of the damage come from? Let's go take a look at that. Up on the revenue year over year. United States, Canada up 15%, EMEA 18, 9, and 24. Oh man, I spent all that time and my energy talking about Polymarket, and now I'm running out of breath and I can't talk about stocks anymore. Okay, operating margin was 28% in the quarter. We well below the guidance of 31.5. Okay, that's not good. Where else did we see Happy Gilmore numbers? Okay, I don't really care about those numbers. I kind of care about that number over here, because that's going to tell me if there's going to be more. The fight had 41 million views. I got to compare that to like a pay-per-view boxing event, see if that changes. So I got to do a little bit more research on my own end for that. I don't really care about the K-pop Demon Hunter numbers and the Happy Gilmore numbers. In fact, I thought Happy Gilmore 2 sucked. Okay, I'm sorry if you didn't, but I thought that movie sucked. The company reported its biggest quarter ever for advertising sales. It stated that it had doubled its commitments at the U.S. upfront. Most of it's probably coming from that subscription tier, right? From the subscription tier, the ad tier. Netflix is guiding its fourth quarter revenue to be in the 11.96. Okay, so they're guiding higher, and the estimates are a little bit lower than the guidance. So they're actually expecting a little bit of a ramp up. Not bad. Company said it's expected fourth quarter growth to come from the higher membership figures, not the advertisement ones. Okay. What is that? Netflix says incurred expense in the Q3 about 619 million related to an ongoing dispute with the Brazilian tax authorities. Ooh, Brazil coming in and knocking on Netflix's door. Give me your money, baby. All right, where else are we? For the fourth quarter, we kind of saw those numbers already, but I'm seeing growth across the board, chat. I'm seeing growth everywhere. They're also expecting a pretty big boost for the next quarter. So quarter to quarter, they're gonna come out also on the upside. They're also revenue is above the estimates. Things are not looking that bad, but the miss over here on the EPS is obviously not gonna look at as a positive thing. I don't think we're gonna get below this area tomorrow, but I think an opportunity in this area is going to form up. So either you have a long right off of this 1176 and we reclaim the 1200. That's a long setup right there. The other long setup would be Netflix actually comes all the way back down to 1134, 1130, 1120, even somewhere around this area. Comes down to this area, bottoms out, and then gives you a long back through. That's your bottom catching for those of you who are always on the contrary mindset like me, right? Sadly, I'm always looking for the opposite direction of the stock that's going in. Now, if you are not stupid like TraderPrad and you're actually looking for trend joining opportunities, then you wait to see how the stock trades at 1200. If it fails at 1200, then that is your short right there at the failure. If it succeeds at 1200, meaning that it's able to get back above 1200, then that is your long over there. So you're either watching after the first 30 minutes or so, you're looking for the action, how the market's playing out, and then you're deciding around 1200 or around 1170, let's say. I'm just gonna round it down to a nice easy number. So either around 1120 or 1170. In this range, I really, oh my god, that scared the fuck out of me. Jesus Christ. I was an Amber Alert. I don't know if you guys have an Amber Alert over there in America. We have Amber Alerts over here anytime anything, what do you call it, kidnapping or something like that happens. They send the alert through the whole country. Everyone's mobile phones in the area, not like through the whole country, but everyone's mobile phones in the area go off. And you're if you're driving or if you know extra information about it, you are urged to like obviously call. Sadly, I don't know exactly what's going on with that one over there, so I can't really help. Sad. I would love to help, but all I can do right now is turn it off and hope that everything works out on that side. Kind of sad when those things happen, man. These parents fight sometimes, and the dad takes the kid away from the mom, or the mom takes the kid away from the dad, and they're not gonna let you see each other. Then one calls kidnapping on the other, or just sad situations like that. Broken houses, broken hearts. Prayers to everybody. Anyways, you guys are getting the idea for Netflix. There's some longs possibly over here. There's some shorts possibly through 1170. Some longs possibly at 1170, and then 1200. I think it's a really good trading decision opportunity. Obviously, tomorrow pre-market, what is the stock doing is very important. So if we're already below some of these levels and we're trading in the boxes that I have drawn here, then it makes my trading a lot more easier. I just wait to see what happens on the edges of the boxes. So it's either 1170 or it's 1170 and then 1130. So somewhere between these two areas, I'll be able to find an opportunity as the idea tomorrow. Next stock, TXN. That one's also taking a nosedive. That one actually broke down. So that's a breakout. Not a breakout, breakdown. Give me a second, chat. I gotta go. Let it breathe. All right, I'm back. I had to go clear my nose a bit, clear my nose, cough up. Oh, okay, feels a little bit better. TXN, nice little breakdown over here on the stock. And ooh, looks like my buddy made great returns. Best one so far, usually catching the 90s. He caught it in the 30s, caught it in 30. Let's go. Baby, my friend and I are killing it over here. He's creating a bot for me to trade, not for me, for us to trade poly market and other prediction markets, and he's absolutely killing it. Let's go. We gotta hire her to do it now. Lol. Okay. Coming back to TXN over here, we are looking to see obviously a breakdown. So this makes my trading a lot more easier. This is going to be if it pops up and shows you rejection around this 170 area, that is your short. And then if it reclaims 170, 170, 150, you stay away from the short after that. It's very, very easy when things like this happen because you have a very clearly defined support, and if that previous support turns into resistance, then you should not see any buying around or above that area. So you have a little bit of a buffer zone. I don't think the stock even goes back to this zone tomorrow. If you throw in an anchored VWAP right now, that's probably coming in a little bit lower already. Yeah, look at that. Anchored VWAP is coming in at 169.50, and with the way the stock is trading, you're probably seeing the earnings anchored VWAP come down this way. It's actually flattening out already right now. We do have another 3 hours till the market closes for the after hours, so you know, it depends on what the stock does. If it continues to go lower, then the anchored VWAP obviously goes lower. But if the stock just goes sideways or pops back up and trades somewhere in this area, then the VWAP most likely projected to stay around 169.50, which would indicate that the most average volume for the after hour sellers is 169.50 to 170. And if we get back above 170, how will they react? That is your trigger point. If the average buyer in this area is now scared that they're going to lose money, that is your trigger point to get long and take advantage of everyone losing money here. If the average seller over here, once their average price is being tested and they're not worried about it, in fact they're selling more, then that is your trigger point to get short with them and use that 170, 150, that 172 as your stop and ride the stock back to the downside. Once again, I don't think we'll actually see the pop going that back up today, but it's going to be a good opportunity to keep an eye out for, because these are new ranges. Anytime a stock goes into new ranges, those are good opportunities, good levels being found, price discovery coming into play. I shouldn't say like completely new ranges, because you can see it if you just scroll back, there's like a bunch of history at these levels, right? But I mean new ranges in the most recent sense. And look how long the stock has been trading around the 200-day moving average, and now we finally broke down to a new most recent range. So these are levels and opportunities for day traders that I love to point out. So TXN, something to keep an eye out for tomorrow. Let's see Mattel. Mattel was at like, ooh, what a bounce back on Mattel over here. I want to go check Polymarket Mattel real quick. Mattel at 3. If you guys remember, Mattel was showing us like 30-something%, and you could have shorted Mattel live on stream probably too. Oh, maybe not. It was also 4 o'clock. Wow, you had like so many good trades today. My mouth is foaming with saliva with all these trades. I gotta start waking up early to catch the pre-market ones, because the pre-market ones probably have no one trading that early, and I could probably swipe the book myself and take the liquidity myself. So you know, I gotta start watching the pre-market ones. The after hour ones, obviously everyone's gonna be there to play with, but I was very surprised how slow people were there to react on Netflix. Like, I had a whole minute to react on Netflix and swipe the whole book had I wanted to, but you know, I was being scared. I was being a little bitch, and I didn't swipe the book. What a baby I am, man. Come on, you gotta, no risk, no Rari. And sadly, I don't have a Rari. It's pretty obvious, right? All right. Let's go to Mattel. Mattel dropping to the downside off the earnings report. How did Mattel? I didn't even read TXN's report. That's funny. But when a chart that clean shows up, I kind of don't even care about the report. Where is Mattel's 1-day chart? Basically, in most recent ranges, this is where things get boring, right? So look at this chart and then look at TXN. TXN actually broke below its most recent range low and crumbled, whereas Mattel is just stuck in the most recent range. Looked like it was gonna break out over here above $19, but clearly it's not going to break out. It's going to be stuck in the middle of the range. These are not fun opportunities for day traders. Maybe if it drops down over here, then we can think about a long. If it pops back over here, we can think about a short. In the middle of the ranges, those are just non-interesting opportunities. I tend to walk away from those. So right now, the only good earnings name that stood out to me so far from tonight after hours is TXN. Let's go to some of the names that reported today pre-market. The first one being RTX. RTX, I call this one out to you guys somewhere out here at what, $110, and then the double bottom, and then look at the stock just absolutely blasting off, right? So defense name. Especially when the peace in Middle East doesn't seem like it's gonna play out like the people hoped it would. These defense names are gonna continue to look more and more juicy for the long side. Who's selling them the weapons? RTX and Raytheon and LMT, right? Lockheed Martin. So these maybe even Anduril these days. RTX obviously one of the ones that reported earnings recently or today pre-market, and gapping up to a new all-time high. This setup I've seen a million times. They gap up, they pull back, they bounce from the most recent all-time high, and then they bounce and go back up. So I've seen this a million times, and that's exactly it didn't play out like that. It actually broke out and then spent all day pulling back on RTX. It gave you a decent dip buy opportunity if you were looking for it, but wow, what a big move over here right off the open. If you didn't catch it, you missed out. RTX though, nice little long opportunity right off the pre-market from the earnings one. How does this look for tomorrow? I think I would want to see the stock holding above 170 at the very least. If it pulls back, what is today's low? 170. If it pulls back to 170 at the very least, I want to see it holding at 170 and then bounce back up. What's wrong with my hair? I need another haircut. No resolution until Thanksgiving. What is that for? What are you resoluting? I'm not sure what that's for. Who else is in chat? Damien, Angry Buddha, TH, ate too much, meme stock. Where is it? Gold sold down 5%. Gold, yeah, gold has been on a pretty generational run right now, but pretty big gap down on gold over here. Possibly things are blowing up for the gold ETF. Peter Schiff is gonna start kicking rocks very soon. He's gonna start crying about this down move. Now it's crazy that anytime I see anything like this now, the first thing that comes to my instinct is go to Polymarket and check what the gold markets on Polymarket are doing. Like there's so much hedging opportunities with Polymarket now. You can literally hedge everything with Polymarket. You can hedge life with Polymarket, man. It's nuts. Anyways, we're not going to go to Polymarket. Yeah, gold is obviously taking a little bit of a beating. Gold stocks are probably worth watching because of that. AEM, Barrick Gold is now just a B by itself. Barrick Gold breaking down. That's actually a pretty good one to keep an eye out for if you ask me, Chad. If gold has a weak day tomorrow, Barrick Gold could actually break below today's low and continue grinding even lower. AEM has a pretty good breakdown opportunity too. I'm not sure how often gold has a back-to-back red days in it, especially big red days. So potentially some sort of a stalling off day tomorrow, but a pop and fail on Barrick Gold at 32.50, possibly a short opportunity at 32.50. If we're struggling at 31.50, possibly a short below 31.50. Or whatever today's low is, 31.30 is today's low. So good opportunity showing up, and look at that, good opportunity on Barrick. Very sideways flag, traps you with the failed breakout. Gold looked like it's gonna keeps on going, but gold gives you that failed move and then flushes down, and then Barrick Gold will probably get ready to demolish itself from that. So this one's a very good one to keep an eye on. Gold names are obviously worth keeping an eye on. 3M, another name that reported earnings today. That one's breaking out over here. This one's nice little breakout today, and possibly some extension tomorrow. So 3M is a good one to keep an eye out for. GM, not really a fan of GM or Ford as a day trader, but ooh, GM is all the way back to all-time high. No way. Okay, this is why you gotta put your biases aside and trade the damn trade, chat. Trade the damn trade. All the way back to all-time high over here on GM. Generational run. So we'll see if we can stay above all-time high after today's earnings report. Clearly failed to break out at today's at the previous all-time high. But if it manages to reclaim this area and show some buying above it, GM for sure something to keep an eye out over there. Another defense name, Northrop Grumman Group Corporation. I always struggle saying this company's name. NOC, another defense corporation. It originally crashed and then popped back up, looks like. So the important price will be the nice little even $600 level. Are we able to stay above 600 or not? If we're struggling around 600, I think we're not gonna be able to go above 600 tomorrow. But if we're able to find some buying around 600, 599, 600, showing some buying around there, there is a chance that this could start reclaiming 600 and then going back up north. So NOC is worth keeping an eye on. GE Aerospace, another name that reported earnings, all-time high breakout, but looks like a little bit of a failed all-time high breakout right now. What will be important is to see how it reacts to this level tomorrow. Does it reclaim 307? Does it fail around 307 again? If it fails around 307 again, possibly going back into these previous ranges. But if it's able to find some buying around 307, similar like that 3M trade I just mentioned, possibly some trades to keep an eye on. Tomorrow pre-market, GE Veranova. I'm not really a big fan of GE Veranova. It's like an expensive stock for a day trader. There is a good setup if it breaks down, but it's an expensive stock for a day trader with not enough of a buying power. I don't have to deal with that because I have enough buying power with my prop account. But for most guys, this is an expensive name, so I don't really want to spend time on that for you guys. The next name that might be worth tomorrow are the two mobile companies, AT&T. Oh, the other one does not report tomorrow. Only one mobile company, AT&T. So that's gonna be T, just the ticker. We'll see if there's an opportunity over here. A little bit of a flag right now forming sideways, and yeah, let's see if that flag can break down and give us a short, or do we get a reclaim of 2650 and a move back up north on NOC. That's basically all she wrote for the earnings names. There's a couple more sprinkles over here: VRT, Hilton, Boston Scientific. It all depends on which one reports well, which one gives you you know, a monster move in pre-market itself or not. VRT doesn't look too bad too, if you ask me, to keep an eye on. That's a good name over there, so add that one to your watch list as well. So pretty good list of names already, and on top of that you also have gold names. Then you have some robotic names going back up right now. RGTI, for example. Sorry, not RGTI. Robotics is RR going back up. RGTI crashing back down like the rest of the quantum should. About goddamn time. Quantum finally crumbling back down over here. Let's go check out some nuclear names. How are they doing? They are also pulling back. OKLO is pushing back south now. SMR, NNE. Ooh, SMR failed breakout. NNE. That was a complete failed breakout also. Yikes. Right, so it looks like some air is being pulled out of the market at the moment. IREN pulling back over here. A lot of the air is being pulled out of the market. You know, a lot of the high flyers that were recently going up in insane value are either pulling back big time, or some of them, like the larger cap, are actually holding off fairly well. Reddit's going sideways at the moment. ANET's going sideways. ALAB actually pulled back a lot more than I would have loved it to. Nice little pullback over here on ALAB. AVAV still holding its move fairly well. Surprised AVAV is holding up. Let's go check out some large caps. Tesla, not bad. Tesla looking like it wants to blast off. Apple blasted off recently because, or yesterday, because Apple 16 sale or 17, whatever the newest version is. Their sales are going up in US and China. Ooh, orange, shiny. I don't know, man. I don't know how people fall for this Apple scam every year. Every fucking year they fall for the same scam. I just don't get it. Anyways, Apple blasting off to a new all-time high. Let's actually relate this into a poly market segment real quick, right? Apple, if you tie this, if you look at the market cap for Apple, Apple's market cap 3.9 trillion. What is Microsoft's market cap? 3.85 trillion. Okay, so Microsoft is not blasting off. Apple is blasting off. Apple is now 3.95 trillion. Where's Nvidia at? Nvidia is quite a bit of a way ahead of Apple now. It's Nvidia is the king of the throne, king of the castle, la 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 la. So we'll go over here and we're gonna go to my profile, and then we're gonna go to, do I just type in Apple? Here we go, Apple, found it. So yesterday, Apple was trading at a much lower probability, only at a 20% probability that it will be the second largest company by the end of October. But because of yesterday's move, that moved to 50% probability. And then because of today's move, where it actually reclaims the second largest company in the world, now the probability is at 73%, up 20% from yesterday over here. Apple didn't even move 20%. Okay? Apple didn't even move 20%. Well, it moved 22%. Very, very close to 20% if you move the decimals around, I guess. But yeah, Apple didn't even move 20%. But here you go. You're watching Poly Market Bet moving 20% for you in 24 hours because it has officially reclaimed the throne as the second largest company in the world. So things like this, ladies and gentlemen, you don't have to put your money always in the stock market now. There's other venues out there to go explore. There's also legit trading markets. Holy moly, I have way too many stuff open. I gotta manage these browsers. Oh my god. I'll reply to this one later. Let me close that one. Okay, finally we have this one. Yeah, so you guys get the idea. Lots going on in the poly market world, lots going on in the stock market world, and lots going on in your boy TraderPrad world. Let me explain on that side. The AI interviews that I said I was doing, they're actually, I feel like they're going well. I think I might get the job. We'll see. It'll be a fun job with some very, very talented people, man. These guys are so talented. If I get that job, it'll be awesome because I'll get to learn a lot about things in that world. But at the same time, I'll still be day trading. I'll still be doing all the other things. You know, it's just like a good little adventure over there. The second one is I am now not ink on paper yet. It's not ink on paper yet, but it's pretty much 100% guaranteed. My first live stream for the Stock Trading Network will begin this Thursday, 1 p.m. So very similar to how Trader TV live streams went, right? Where you know, I'm hosting the midday event. You're talking about the market moves. You're talking about the stocks moving live. But more importantly, you know, I'm also going to be doing it in a segmented way. I'm going to be doing it in, you know, a couple segments about AI, a couple segments about poly market, a couple segments about stocks, a couple segments about earnings, a couple segments about news. So it's not going to be exactly like that Trader TV live garbage. It's going to be a little bit better. When I say garbage, I meant that what I used to do, not what they're doing now, just so you know. All right, so that's an update from me. So new stock market stream show going live this Thursday for an official network. So if you guys want to come watch me on that one, go to stocktradernetwork.com. I'll probably get you guys an affiliate link very soon for that one. For all affiliate links for now, just go check out my Linktree page. I'll post the Linktree page in the chat. Go check out my Linktree page: Polymarket, Traders Insight, Finviz, TraderSync, Benzinga Pro, Flash Research. Go check out all the softwares out there that I use to day trade with every single day. And then, is there anything else that I'm forgetting? No, not. I don't think I'm forgetting anything. I think that's about it. So, the Thanksgiving? When's Thanksgiving? When is American Thanksgiving? Isn't that in November or something? Yeah, November 27th. We got a long way before Thanksgiving. Come on, bro. Come on, long way before Thanksgiving. Last but not least, Angry Buddha. You know what? I'll put in more work, Angry Buddha. You're right. I'll put in more work. We'll do some more streams about Polymarket. We'll do some edits. We'll do some clips. We'll see if we can grind that on a new account or something. Okay. But on that note, ladies and gentlemen, I'm tired. I'm getting exhausted. My energy is running low. I haven't eaten anything all day. For someone who's sick, how stupid can I be for not eating anything all day? Brain dead. So let me go grab some food. And then I also haven't walked my dog in like 3 days. So I'm probably gonna bundle up with as many clothes as I can because I think it's cold outside. I don't know how it's outside actually, but I think it's cold outside. But I'm gonna go bundle up with as many clothes as I can and take my doggo for a walk. So I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Same time, same place. Thank you for coming every single time. I love you guys. Go make some money tomorrow. Peace. Dancing in the moonlight.